How are you doing today, Amy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So what brings you in today?
Um, just the follow-up session.
Okay. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what we talked about last time. You started off with your daughter a little bit and figuring out that daycare situation. You concluded that you were no longer going to be providing daycare to your grandsons. However, you wanted to help her in the process of finding a new daycare just so that it would be beneficial for both of you. And then you also started to talk about your niece a little bit and how she had come to live with you and how she was going to be moving out. Would you like to talk about that a little bit more?
Sure. So yeah, my niece, I guess it was a couple weeks ago. We took a small trip up to Minnesota, took her with us, and then we returned. And that following weekend, she had her birthday and turned 18.
Okay.
I had given her a deadline to by her 18th birthday that she needed to let me know where she planned to reside throughout her last part of school. And I was fine with her staying with me, but I just needed to know to plan my life around it. I kind of worked with her trying to get her to iron out what would be the best decision for her. She had a couple options, and she decided to move with a biological family member who lives in a Warsaw area. So she's going to be residing in Warsaw and attending school in Augusta.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about your niece.
She is, well, she's 18. I really don't know that much about her, honestly. We started developing a relationship during that time. She was with me. As I explained last time, I would have withdrawn myself from that sibling because she's a severe alcoholic. With that having a lot of negative situations through being a parent, being a grandparent. So because I guess our morals and stuff do not align so well, I've just withdrawn myself pretty much from her life. I'm always available when she needs me, as far as there's a lot of health complications and whatnot. So I have not, and my niece's name, we call her Breezy.
Okay.
Her real name is Brianna, but we call her Breezy. I had not been really involved in Breezy's life, just because I don't have that much contact with my sister. So I empathize with Breezy because she also experienced much of the same upbringing that I did, with a lot of abuse and different family. It's very complicated. So I could empathize with her, and I felt like that helped us with building a relationship. She was able to talk to me, and I could understand where she was coming from with a lot of her difficulties. So.
And that really made you feel like you had a really good connection with her, even though it has been such a short time.
I feel like we got pretty deep into knowing one another during that time too. Yeah. And I think it'll continue to grow from there. I mean, we've been maintaining contact since she's moved out and stuff, and she's been encouraged to come and visit anytime, or if her current living situation doesn't work out, that I'm open. It's just that I have rules in my household and stuff, and it is different than what she's accustomed to, and I understand that. So.
You think that she moved because of your rules?
No, honestly, what I think why she moved was this biological family member, and I don't know what the actual. Let me explain a little bit about that. Breezy is actually my sister's granddaughter, and she was adopted by my sister within the first year of life. And her biological mom walked out of the picture and really has never re-entered. However, there is I'm thinking this is a cousin or an aunt or something of the biological mother that had, always wanted to be involved in Breezy's life. And my sister did allow her to be involved in her life, kind of stepping in as a second mom kind of thing. So Breezy would go with her and spend weekends or go on vacation with them, and got to know her biological family through her, not her mom though, because mom's away. So that went all through Breezy's childhood. And it was last year when Breezy was, when she was 16, 17, I don't know, that Breezy ran away.
Okay.
And this became a turning point, I guess, with my sister and this other lady. I can't think of her name right now, but that my sister ceased any communication with Breezy with them, because when Breezy ran away, that lady came and got Breezy and took her to her home and never let my sister know. And so it was, she had to call the police and everything else to find out where Breezy was, and come to find out the whole time that this woman had picked her up at the bus stop, and so she was upset with her. And I understand that as a parent. I understand that the courtesy of call and say, hey, I've got your child, she's okay, she's distraught or upset. I understand that. However, I think the ramifications to Breezy, cutting that tie, really hurt a lot. So anyway, so that's where I guess where I'm going is I think Breezy chose to go there because she's had a lifelong relationship with her, and in that parental role. So I think she would be more comfortable. She was having to establish relationships with my whole family and those that are surround my family unit. So I don't think it was necessarily the rules, because my rules were very much more acceptable, I think, in my household than from where she came from. So.
And you said that you guys really connected over similarities in your past. Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. It's a very long story.
That's okay.
Very deep story.
I'm here for you.
So that would take multiple sessions. So I don't even know where to go to with that. So I have a long history with a lot of things that I've overcome in my life. So first of all, where do you even start with my messed up life? So I don't even know my biological parent. I didn't ever meet my biological father, until I was in my mid-30s.
Okay.
So I was led to believe that some man, different man by different name, was my biological father, who was also never involved in my life. I had a stepfather that from the age of, my mom raised me with my sisters till the age of 4, just her. And then, which is quite unusual, because then my stepfather, which is my older sibling's biological father, re-entered our life. And he became the primary male in the household for the rest of my duration. He was a perpetrator of physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, the list goes on and on. Very, very bad situation. So, and I was raised in significant poverty. And we were in the rural farm and stuff. So, I know I'm a lot older than you, but it's way out there that, when I was age 5 and 6, we didn't have indoor plumbing. We had an outhouse. We didn't have running water. We carried water. All those kind of things. I know, and I talk to people now, and they're like, I can't believe that. I could not imagine it. Yeah. And there was a significant alcoholism. Harry had alcoholism, and which resulted in a lot more physical violence, emotional violence, you name it. So.
Okay. And so you said that Breezy had a similar situation growing up in your sister's house as well. So would you see yourself as a rescuer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like it's because of your time growing up, the experiences that you had?
Absolutely. Yes. I would think. I think every, when I go into detail about my childhood, a lot of people are, I don't know, flabbergasted or whatever. But for me, I've come to realize that, and this is kind of getting in the spiritual realm, but that it was all placed in my life for a reason. I feel like it was necessary for me to become who I am, to be able to relate to other people in situations, and to be able to, I don't know if rescue, but I like to be able to say, to sit with them in where they're at and to understand. So
it seems that you've come to a point where you're very grateful and thankful for the experiences, no matter how terrible, that have helped shape you so that you are able to do this for others.
absolutely, absolutely. And I have a hard time when individuals sometimes won't even try to cross that bridge to get to that point, because it just tears them down forever. So yeah, absolutely. But I'm very happy with who I am too, so that makes a difference, you know. And my sisters, you know, like I said, my sisters also, they were exposed to the same stuff. They, my sisters are much older than me. I'm the youngest of the family, so one's 9 years old and 11 years older, and their coping is totally different. And I don't blame them for that at all. My oldest sister, that 11, which is Breezy's mom, you know, she went to addictions. You know, it's been alcohol, drugs, sex, you name all those addictions in her way of coping. My other sister, she's on the opposite spectrum: isolation, poor self-esteem, all those things. So we've all coped differently. I think I'm the only one out of the family, you know, that's ever got formal counseling, though.
Okay. Well, that's always a positive
Absolutely.
thing. Would you say that time in counseling really helped you?
You really want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah, of course. I always want to know the truth.
Yes, it helped me to begin the healing process, I would say, or work on some of the healing stuff. But you know, what goes on in session is only minute to what the work you do outside of sessions. But I was graced with also coming across eventually a very good counselor, and a treatment team that did great by me. So
seems like you've come to a very good place in your life where you're able to really support people, and you can see that through the evidence of wanting to help your daughter get to a good place too. Helping take your niece in, helping take one of your grandson, right? Not nephew, okay. Taking one of your nephews in as well. It seems like you're one of those caring people who just revolves around their family and helping others.
I do. I think maybe sometimes it's to a fault, though. I mean, honestly, that I take on too much, and then maybe I don't know. I just think sometimes you just do that. They spread yourself. I say you. Sometimes I just do that. Maybe spread myself too thin. I don't know. But it does. I do feel more valuable when I can help others so much. So
it was interesting that you caught yourself saying you, projecting it onto others. Tell me a little bit about that.
What? The spreading myself too thin?
Yeah, sure.
I just think I probably do that, even though I have a hard time saying no, you know, and not to anybody, because not anybody necessarily asks me, but telling myself no when I see someone that's struggling, or if I feel like there's something I can do to help in a situation, to not offer, to not, and you know, I can sit here and say that I'm out to help that person, but the truth is, you know, it makes me feel good. I feel valuable. I feel needed. I feel good. That's a real general term, but so.
Sometimes the things we feel are super abstract. So on the one hand, you really feel like helping others is a really good thing, but on the other end, sometimes you feel like it might weigh you down because you do it so often that you don't take care of yourself?
I think I try to really do a very good balancing act. Okay. I've learned to take care of myself better. and I continue to learn that. And I think I will continue to learn that. So yes, it's something that I'm aware of, and I try to consciously pay attention to. If I start noticing that, I go to many conversations. If I start noticing that my cup is getting dry, I seek out sources to fill my cup. So I have other sources. I do spiritually. I do in friendships that are not draining, but that are uplifting and add to my cup. That's what so I can usually tell when my cup starts running a little bit low. And if I don't notice it, then my husband or my good friend will say, you need to do something fun. And I'm a very creative person, so I do a lot with creative outlets. I'm always creating different things and whatnot. So
tell me a little bit about those things that you create.
Oh my God. Well, my current interest is painting. I love to organize too. I'm constantly organizing and reorganizing. I don't care if it's a drawer or if it's a cabinet or whatever. So I'm working on a space that I have. Getting ready to make Christmas gifts. I'm making letter openers out of old butter knives. That will be also happy and creative with individuals, and it'd be really cool. So just all kinds of things like that. I've dabbled in just about anything you can think of. I'm working with my daughter on a wedding, and she wants me to do the centerpieces, and she's wanting an ironwork, so I'm going to have to learn how a little bit of welding to be able to make those pieces. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I love learning.
Have you began to learn how to weld yet?
No, my husband, he welds though, and he says it's not going to be big because I've soldered. I've done other art with metals and stuff, so and with stained glass you do quite a bit of with different things. So he says it's going to be easy, so I'll take him for his word.
Well, it seems like you found a lot of different passions that have helped to fuel you and re-energize you when you are feeling in those low moments.
Yeah.
Good.
And education and learning. I really like to learn new things, and so I'm always dabbling in new things just to satisfy curiosity, I guess, an endless curiosity of everything. So I don't want to stop being curious either. I just realized though the other day, I'm like, man, I'm almost 50 years old. I got so much left to do. I'm headed on the down end of life. Not that I'm worried about it, but it's like, man, I got so much to do. I got to get doing things.
Yeah. You like to keep yourself busy.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm most satisfied when I'm busy.
It's a pretty typical trait for most individuals. Yeah. Well, so far what we've talked about, Breezy came to stay with you for a little while, and then she ended up making the decision to leave. You were not necessarily happy about the decision, but it was understandable because she wanted to go and live with this other figure. It didn't upset you. It was really just a natural course for you, is the sense that I was gathering from that.
Yes.
And then we went on to talk about just other commitments that you have in your life and just how you have coped through things. We talked a little bit about your past. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about over any of those things?
I don't know if anything else needs to be explored. I do know that navigating my relationship with my adult children is because that's come up several times is difficult for me, only because the lack of mentorship in that, I guess you'd say, because my mom, I love my mom dearly, and she's a wonderful woman, but she was very passive, and opposite personality type as myself, and I was her caregiver for many years before her passing. So trying to navigate that, to know what is the appropriate role, or how do you handle. I mean, when they're children, I kind of had a good grasp on what I wanted to be as a mom, and now since our our relationships has changed, it's like, and I used to have more friends that had children that were older, but most of those friends are either, I don't know, gone or dead or or something. I just don't have that to know if I'm, if there's something I need to be doing differently. But I think there's always going to be ups and downs.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, we are getting closer to the end of the session, so we talked about everything that we talked about. I don't feel like we need to summarize that. We went through it pretty thoroughly, but I would definitely like to touch on the subject of that relationship and feeling like you don't have a mentor to help mentor your own children next session, if you are fine with that.
Sounds good.
All right, well, you have a great rest of your day, Amy.
You too. Thank you.